Oh yeah, it's true, day 1000 of being on nofap. Now in this video, I want to talk about the benefits I experienced during my journey of, failing over and over, relapsing every single time I try to get a 7-day streak on nofap to now getting a 1000-day streak on nofap. What were the struggles? What were the negative side effects? Because believe it or not, like being on nofap is not all positive. Like there are some negatives that might be affecting you. So my journey began 4 years ago. Now, I'm a young guy, so 4 years ago, I was really young. And I used to fap like maybe every single day, once every 2 days, just like the average guy does. I first came across the nofap community. I saw a guy called I Am Lucid make videos about nofap here and there. And I watched those and I realized that as a guy, you could stop fapping and feel better about yourself. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, it's a skill. It's almost like a video game. Like I could level up, the days being the levels, right? That didn't prove to be that useful for me, but I began, and that's what mattered the most. I tried not fapping and I failed. And I failed and I failed. It's probably the same for you. You're probably still in the place where you can't even get like a 7-day streak. But with time, I got better and better. But I started feeling more and more guilty about myself every time I relapsed. And that's one of the reasons I believe nofap is quite bullshit. Even though I'm on a 1000-day streak. I'm gonna explain more later in the video, but one of the first negative side effects that I experienced is I felt more shame about myself. I felt guiltier, and that didn't go away. Now, I got better and better at nofap, and at a certain point, I got to a day 260, something like that. Day 260 streak. So, not a year, but we're getting close to it, and I relapsed. Now, I relapsed because I got into a relationship, and when you're in a relationship, it's much harder to not fap, and I also fell for the myth that fapping makes you last longer in bed. And trust me when I say this, it's not real. It's not real. I was fapping and I was not lasting at all in bed. So after this 260-day streak, I relapsed again and again and again. But then I changed my mindset with nofap. I think I listened to a video like this one, and the guy said to change your identity, to become the guy who simply does not fap. Not to be the guy on nofap, to be the guy that does not fap. Just like someone that's trying to quit alcohol, you want to be the guy that tells himself that he simply does not drink. And if you do, it's going to be much easier for you to stay on nofap. And the day I changed my identity, the way I saw nofap, I never relapsed again. It's almost been 3 years now. Now when I tell this to some of my friends, they sometimes don't believe me. Or they see I'm dead serious, they start believing me, but they don't understand how it's possible. They think I'm some alien, I'm autist or something. But personally, I believe that fapping over and over again, indulging in it, made my life worse. I skipped on some of the benefits like increased energy, maybe increase in testosterone, as some research shows that can actually increase testosterone, less wasted time simply fapping. But more importantly, when I add this identity shift of someone on nofap to someone who simply does not fap, I felt like a winner. I didn't feel like a loser anymore. Now, I also want to go over the difference between semen retention and nofap, and also being on nofap and semen retention when you're in a relationship. Because some guys, because I'm in a relationship, think I'm cheating because I'm still sometimes ejaculating whilst being on nofap. And just to break that all down, I relapsed because I got into a relationship. And I had a almost 1 year streak before being in a relationship. So you're bullshitting. You're absolutely bullshitting if you believe that. That's the first thing. The second thing is, nofap and semen retention aren't the same things. First, you need to know that as a young guy, I have wet dreams every single week when I'm on nofap. Sometimes, I have sex and I ejaculate, and I still have wet dreams the same night, basically. So, do wet dreams cancel your semen retention streak? I believe it does. Now, how can you stop having wet dreams? That's extremely difficult. I tried all the methods. not against work yet for me. You need to understand that about my nofap and semen retention journey. Also, I am currently practicing semen retention whilst being in a relationship, whilst still having sex. Now, this is 1,000 times harder than being on nofap, trust me, it really is. But my sexual control now is so strong that of course I'm never gonna fap. I have this strong self-belief that my sexual control is much higher than my desire to fap. And my longest streaks on semen retention are much weaker because of wet dreams, but also because I'm having sex, and sometimes I fail at having sex and still being on semen retention. And I just talked a lot about personal stuff in this video, but I really do hope it will help you, because a video just like this one really helped me 1,000 days ago, and I hope it will do the same for you. You might be the type of guy that needs to know that you can go without touching your pee-pee, and you will feel better without touching your pee-pee. I talk a lot about weird stuff on this channel, ways to increase testosterone, to look more jacked, look more aesthetic, and to live a happier, more natural life, and in a cringy way become a better version of yourself, going from loser to Chad. And nofap is a nice bonus to your journey of going from loser to Chad to winner of your self-improvement journey. If you're trying to get on nofap, well, great first step, I guess, but my best advice for you would be to try to do this switch of someone on nofap to someone that simply does not fap. And also, if you think this whole nofap shit is bullshit, which you probably don't, because I mean you've watched like 8 minutes of this video, but if you still do, try to go on nofap, and if you fail, I say you're addicted. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah!